re-download TikTok. Good morning, Warren County. I'm your host of Warren First 931, Kelly Walker Slaughter, alongside with
Brian Carr.
And currently in downtown McMinnville, it is 14 degrees. And it's saying that it feels like 21 degrees, but no, boo. That's very wrong. I feel like it's a little colder than that.
I think my beard froze this morning, Kelly.
Yes, I know something. My chin hair froze a little bit too, man. I'm not gonna lie. So it was easy to pull them out. But right now we are, guys, under a cold winter advisory till Wednesday at 9 a.m. And with that said, and again, thanks to Reddick Brown Ford for being our weather sponsors. But right now the high today is supposed to be 25. And then tonight, it's supposed to be 9 degrees. And then tomorrow, the high will be 35, low tomorrow night at 7. I'm just going to buckle up, guys. The weather between now and even, I'm going to say Monday, the highest it's going to get at nighttime right now is 26 degrees. So that is going to be a hellacious cold coming through. And if you are not following us on Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube, and you didn't see this, and I want to say thanks for everybody for letting me know. School closings went out yesterday, and I want to thank again the Warren County school system for getting those messages out. I do know, I can't confirm or anything right now on this, but I do know that they're monitoring and seeing the weather being cold, like it has this morning, that they even may postpone again, because you have to think about the buses that pick up all these kids. A majority of our students get picked up by bus. Mm-hmm. And so if the buses cannot turn on because it's freezing, and do you really want a child out there waiting for a bus?
Listen, Kelly, I hear, and shout out to Durham School Buses and Miss Tanya Rayner and her staff for everything that they do with keeping our kids safe and getting them here. And decisions have to be made. So thank you, Dr. Swallows, and thank you, Sarah Cantrell, for getting out the information soon enough so parents can prepare for this, especially coming off a break. I mean, that was a real big. Yesterday was such a historic day, but can you imagine children waiting at a bus stop for 20, 30 minutes in
9 degree weather? No,
that's tough. So
it is tough stuff, especially that we were, but before I'm going to get sidetracked. But today, the schools that are closed that we're aware of was Canning County. Now, Grundy and Van Buren County have already called off school for today and tomorrow. And then Warren County's closed today. White County's closed today. And then thank you to Johnny Terry, Manchester City Schools and Coffee County Schools are closed closed today as well because of the cold temperatures. And if you are not a part of our VIP Text Club, it is right here. You can't miss it. Right over here. Text the number 81010 with the keyword @Warren931. It is that easy. It is that simple. We are texting about the weather right now and school closures, because that is what's the hot topic. And again, Reddick Brown Ford is our text club sponsors as well. And again, thank you for supplying that. I wanted to go because you talked about Durham bus schools right quick. I was going to see if I could go on it, but now I don't know how to type it up. So, but we had it posted. Melody was showing me. They have a Facebook page, and they let people on there know how the road conditions are, just to keep people a heads up in it. But we were talking about what happened over the weekend, about my weekend and Brian's weekend, because it was a packed full weekend.
For January.
Yes. First off, talking about the cold weather, we were at two big events yesterday, just alone. We were at the inauguration luncheon fundraiser for Tom Davis. And then we were also at the Unity Walk, the first Unity Walk that the Black History Museum put together. And it was just a phenomenal time, but it was so cold. Like, if you didn't have a toboggan and gloves and hot hands, you wouldn't have made it in that walk. They literally, since it's their first one, they literally, when we went out, they started the walk, and I thought, for shame on me for thinking this, I thought we were just going to do a loop around the parking lot or something, or down the road and back. No, sir. We went out, took a left at Bernard Gym, walked through that subdivision in the back, and then they did the loop. Now, my daughter was with me and my son. My son was in the front line with all the other young kids, so we were in the back. Randy Jane started I saw her starting to when a volcano is about to erupt, you see it shake, and it just, yeah, she started getting that way. And then right when we got to that crossing where we were going to make the turn, she started crying, erupted. She said she couldn't feel her hands because she don't like wearing mittens.
Bless her heart.
So I had to pick her up, turn the Instagram Live podcast off, run her back in the car, which luckily we got there about 10 minutes till it started, so the car was still warm. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to explain to her, I'm like, just put your hands over the heat and you'll get your feeling back. She goes, I can't feel.
Oh,
and again, trying to explain that to a 2-year-old, it's just no good. So and then of course my husband, as I say, reprimanded me a little bit, being like, what do you mean? Did you not bring gloves? And I'm like, first off, I'm a mother. I bring everything, but it is up to that child's discretion. I don't have time to sit there and argue. Mm-hmm. Either do it or don't. And then she was like, Mama, I need my gloves. I'm like, exactly. And as a parent, let me tell you, because we owe it to our kids to teach them the hard lessons and the easy lessons, all these lessons. My daughter would not have known anything if I kept arguing with her over a bunch of gloves. And then I'm like, you know what? Okay, you think you can handle it? Let's go out.
Sink or swim.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to learn until they experience some stuff, Mm-hmm. Walker, when he was little, he touched, we told him, we were at one of our birthday parties in our neighborhood, and they were cooking everything on this big iron grill type thing. I haven't seen it before. And Walker just wanted to keep touching it. And we're like, no, you can't touch it. Well, it was shut off for quite a bit of time, thinking it was done. Uh-huh. No. Chilo was like, no, don't touch. And he touched it, and he got, burns on his hand. And he was like, I'm not doing that again. I said, well, we told you not to touch it.
As much as we want to protect our children, and keep them from making mistakes, mm-hmm. They got to make them. They got to make them to learn. We just pray that they're mistakes that, don't cause any effect later down the line.
Nothing permanent.
As
far as physical permanency, but if mental permanent, remembering not to do that anymore, mm-hmm. I'm for it. But again, if anybody was not following Brian, he had a fun weekend in the Smokies.
Yeah, we were in Pigeon Forge for the Strength to Stand conference, uh-huh. and it was wonderful. And there were a lot of young people, primarily from the churches that I'm affiliated with First Baptist Church and Christ Community Church. And we were on different teams, so to mm-hmm. speak. They had a alpha and omega team where they can get more people, because the conference, I think it probably seats maybe 6,000 to 8,000. But they rotate them out, so you get 2 sets of 6,000 plus people mm-hmm. in there. And Kelly, it was incredible. They had great music. They had great speakers, and we're talking about teenagers. We're talking about young people that need to be encouraged. Need to be told about their self-worth and their value. So it was very empowering, especially as a father, for my daughters to be mm-hmm. there and to be there to worship with them, and and not just those. I think everybody that God puts on your path is important when you realize what God's trying to do. And there were some young people from our own community that I was very honored to be with, and we had some great God moments together. Yeah. So,
and then speaking of, the guy that you interviewed, what was his name? Johnny?
Solomon.
Solomon. He was in the choir. He was in the choir.
Yes, he actually, and he's a youth minister here in town.
I thought so.
And so he works with our young people at the Warren County Middle School. people. And shout out to Solomon. He's a great guy and comes from a great family. And he was actually a volunteer that was in their praise choir. So during the first number, when the praise team started out, he was singing. And Solomon's tall. He's tall. He's got this beautiful, flowing, long black hair. And
Fabio
you can just
hair.
see him, Fabio hair. And he was just praising God, and it was just so infectious. And then he was one of the hype people. And when you're dealing with young people, if
gotta have a hype person.
Yeah, if the people putting it on are not excited about it, how are the young people supposed to be excited about it? And that's what we feel here at Warren First. We're excited about everything that's going on in Warren County to get you excited and get you in the loop. So Kelly, it was a wonderful weekend. Had a lot of great spiritual growth, and our young people that are represented in Warren County are coming back and gonna stir the enthusiasm here in the county. So
I love that. And piggybacking on that, something that I want to say Ella said in the Unity Walk speech. She was talking about, giving praise to all the pastors that showed up there, because, if parents, not just as parents, we need to teach our kids about love, and we teach them about everything. Again, we teach them about loving, what hate can do, all this stuff, but giving it up to the pastors, teaching them how Jesus loved everyone, because kids need to know that. That's whether you believe in God or not, kids need to know that they are loved. And going to church and things like that helped me know that I was never alone, that I'm always loved, that I will always be taken care of. And, and then and I'm not going to lie, guys, there's been moments in my life that it's been hard for me to be like, I can't believe God let that happen. Because, we have those moments, right? But at the end of the day, that God is with you and God loves you and he wants nothing but the best for you, and that he doesn't give you anything you can't handle either.
That's right. And I came across a reel or TikTok or something, and it was this older white pastor, and he's saying, what's the worst thing in the world that's ever happened? The worst sin that ever happened? And killing God. Sacrificing Christ. What's the best thing that's ever happened in the world? That Jesus died for us and it was resurrected. So everything God puts in your life, it can be used to glorify him and for us to grow. Right. So shout out to the youth pastors and the folks. Hey, listen, there would be no Martin Luther King if there wasn't Martin Luther and if there wasn't a church. And so, guys, hate to be preachy this morning, but
it is.
We need some Jesus.
Everybody needs a little Jesus in your life. And if I got a little Jesus somebody gave me when I was walking down the road last year, and I was like, oh my God, it's a little Jesus.
Not to make light of Jesus, but I love those memes where Jesus is watching, or he pokes his head up. The GIF that comes where he pokes his head up and Jesus is watching. I love it, but he always is, and that's what you want to remind these children that hey, look, it doesn't matter what you're going through. I mean, I know it matters at that moment, but God's got you. So
he does.
We want to encourage our friends. Hey, good morning, Destiny. Good morning, Salem, and good
morning, Derek. And Salem said, "Good morning, guys. Heading to the Park Theater. If you didn't see this post we just made, to the Bubble Show with her son Levi, and she's asking us to have a great day. She's one of my neighbors.
Oh, I love Salem.
Salem's amazing.
Now, there's a TikTok that I saw with Salem. We'll have to see if Salem's okay with us sharing it on Warren First. Okay. But hey,
she does great impressions.
Salem's wonderful, and so is Levi. But there's this. Hear me out, guys. There's Miss Retha and Diane. Good morning, guys.
Hey.
So with these TikToks, there was one that Salem's got that I feel like it's viral. I would love to put it on our stuff. But guys, if you think that there's something that we need to post on Warren First that other people would get a kick out of, or just generally like the snow globes. Hey,
I know.
Because it's so cold, we might have to make some ice globes.
I have made them, and they're frozen, and they are on the back porch, and they look amazing.
Oh,
they're neat. They're neat. It's real simple, guys, and we will talk more about that coming up right after the break, because, of course, we got to give it up to our sponsors and keep it here at Warren First 931.
Deborah Joe!
Yay!
Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Fall is here, and it's the perfect time for planting. Visit Randall Walker Farms at 8240 Manchester Highway in Morrison, Tennessee. From fresh plants to seasonal favorites, we have everything you need to beautify your home or project this fall. Available for both retail and wholesale. Looking for something sweet? Don't miss out on our delicious frozen blueberries. Stop by and see us 6 days a week, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. For more information, call 931-635-9535 or email rwalkerfarms@benlomond.net. Get ready for fall with Randall Walker Farms, where fall planning begins.
To transform your home, head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday. We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Don't know what to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
All right, welcome back to Warren First 931. Currently in downtown McMinnville. Just to keep y'all heads up on this, it is 15 degrees in downtown McMinnville. Today's high is only supposed to be 25 degrees, and tonight's low is 9 degrees. Just saying. That's a pause. That's a well worth a pause. And again, thank you to Reddick Brown Ford for being our sponsors for today. And a couple of things, if you haven't seen all the school closings, please make sure you check that out. We have it on our Facebook page and Instagram page right now. And just to remind everybody, again, closed today is Canning County, Warren County, White County, and also Coffee County and Manchester City Schools. Closed from through Wednesday is Van Buren County and Grundy County because they're closer to the mountain area, right?
Well, I came off Bon Air Mountain yesterday.
I was going to say.
It looks like a winter wonderland up there, guys. You got snow still on the roofs, and they've been running their heat. So It's that cold up there.
So right now, again, the newsletter will be going out today on the if you're signed up with us, whether you got a digital copy coming to you or you want to come to any of these locations. I'm going to be picking up the copies today and be delivering this afternoon. But a couple of things that I did miss that just could not make the newsletter, but we did post it on Facebook and Instagram. I wanted to give a shout out to our Warren County FFA members as they competed in the district individuals speaking competition the other night. James Hines placed second in the what's that word?
Exemplarania. Yeah, we'll have to have him come on and tell us what.
Maddie Young placed second in the prepared public speaking. Haley Smith third place in the job skills competition, and Chloe Jacobs got fourth place in the FFA Creed speaking. And again, it's just so phenomenal to see. And there they all are.
What a good looking group there.
Yes. And then I wanted to do a shout out to the Pioneer Battalion Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps, as they did. They were at Rockville High School over the weekend, and it was such a great day. They said the Pioneer Battalion drill team, their first meet of the year, brought victories. Great efforts brought to the following: second place inspection, second place platoon IDR, and third place solo expedition earned by Alex Niadoba. I'm going to go with that. And knockout, it said Olivia Smart earned sixth place in this event out of 150 candidates. So amazing job, Pioneers. And if you haven't seen that video, which I feel like I should repost it, I actually had an interview with the girls and all them, doing their drill and how they got it under in less like a minute 40 or minute 20, something like that. And I tell you what, man, it is amazing to see what the high school's doing, what the middle school's doing, and the elementary schools are doing with our kids. And capping on that, the Warren County High School published this yesterday. Shout out to Coach Lippy and Coach King on this. If you have not downloaded the Warren County Pioneers Sports app, it's very simple. It's very easy. There's a QR code on our Facebook page right now that you guys can highlight to get the app, but they have reached over 1K. And, speaking with Lippy on Thursday, that was their goal, was to get over 1,000 downloads, and they have done that in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Just here recently, they made a big push here. Wonder why. Thank you, Warren First.
Thank you, all my Warren First friends. And I tell you, this app that we're going to talk a little bit more coming up, we're going to actually introduce a new segment that my niece Madeline is going to be involved in. Listen to it Thursday. She's going to actually come on the show and push it and everything, because we want to get all the details done today so we can make sure to push it on Thursday to make sure everybody's happy about it. But with that said, this show is not just about me and Brian talking. This is very community oriented. If you have a child out there that's got a heart in for broadcasting of any type of sport or any type of anything, as I say, let them know about Warren First. If they want to write a little thing in the newsletter about their opinion on something or what they've seen, or if they want to, be a part of the sports thing, something, whatever, intrigues their interest, that's what we're here for. And when my niece Madeline was telling me, KK, they're telling me I've graduated from Austin Peay State University, they're saying I need she needed some more reels of other things. And she goes, can I use your platform to get me where I need? I was like, sure can. And that's why she was also, because Melody wasn't feeling good. She overdid it on Friday, so she had to take a break. But she took over Melody's spot at the Tom Davis inauguration luncheon fundraiser. And she did a phenomenal job out there talking with all the speakers that showed up. Everybody that showed up, she did a great job. And that is a part of what Warren First is. And I'll tell you, this is not something that just happened overnight where my niece is like, hey, I need this. No, guys, I have been involving her in my broadcasting ability since fourth grade.
Wow.
She asked me in fourth grade, I want to be a sports broadcaster or broadcast in something. I don't know yet, but can I do something? And me and Duke Rice at the time said, yeah, we need somebody to cover the Olympics. And how neat would it be to have a fourth grader to do the Olympic So every morning on her way to school at Centertown Elementary, she would call the radio station and they had a segment with her. And then that sparked something in her. And that's why I say, I don't care how old they are. Bring them on. I'll take it. If there's an interest that your kid has, even at the young age or the youngest at fourth grade, take it. Let them explore it. You never know what's going to happen. And now Madeline is 21 years old, a graduate from Austin Peay State University with honors, and she graduated with sports broadcasting. And a couple other things I can't remember, but that's the one I do remember. And she sat here on that show Friday and told everybody, like, what people have done for me and everybody else, the inspiration. Because if she didn't have people like me or her mom or these folks, you couldn't get there. And, you know, we always talk, and I feel like today, I feel like somebody needs to hear this. Us as parents owe it to our kids. We are raising adults.
Preach.
We are not trying to keep them, you know, God love it. I wish I could keep them as a little baby so I can cart them around and they can't say no, right? But that's not why we bring children or bring humans into this world. Mm-hmm. We want them to be a product of us in some way or form in their own little way, in their own little vision. And we can't do that. We just can't. Well, but again, remember that if you're a parent or a guardian or or somebody that's that have kids, you're around children a lot. I say this as best I can. We need to raise these kids as adults and teach them the hardships and the good and the bad and the ugly. So they can be, because we're not gonna be here. When it's our time to go, it's our time to go.
And what's really unique about this platform, guys, this is the future. We see that. You can always come back to this. And speaking of that, like, share, subscribe, tag people. And we posted some stuff in the Facebook page about things that you guys might like. If you see something, tag us in it or tag one of us personally in it. We'll put it in Hello R Coffee.
Shout out. Hey, check your email. I sent something to you last night.
And we want to build a platform here. We want to build a platform not just for what we're doing, but for the community.
Yeah. And what is the community doing?
And so if
that's
you
what
guys
the show
know
is.
of things, because we're always in search of content. McMinnville is, well, there's no shortage of drama.
There is no shortage of that. But this show's not going to be, if I had my way, it's 3 positives, 2 negatives.
We always got to work on, there's a ton of things that we can work on. But building a platform for these younger people. I love when you bring Walker on.
Yeah.
Walker
he loves the show.
Listen, I could sit and jab with Walker all day
long.
Yes,
100%.
I mean,
if I am ever sick and there's no school and you want him on, I will make sure he's here.
Well, he's engaging, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
I have a good friend who lives here in town. Yeah. He's got 3 beautiful children. His son is so talented in music, and then his daughters are just as talented in their things that they do. And these kids are so engaging. Shout out to my friends, the Colliers. They're wonderful, wonderful people. I love them to death. And my kids are a little more reserved and laid back. But I love it. Walker reminds me of one of these young, engaging people. And that's what we want here. We want people to show off their personality, to tell us these stories and everything. So, guys, thank you so much. Good morning, Miss Mary Shirley Roller.
Yes, we have so many tuning in with us. Shout out to all 16 of you that haven't said anything yet. If you want your name shouted out on the radio, or you know what? If you have a birthday today, you want us to give you some birthday love.
Oh, and I know somebody who has a birthday. One of our guests that's been on this show before.
Who?
One of our great community members. God love him, Mr. Justin Matt Campbell.
Aww.
Shout out, today is your birthday. So we want to wish you a very happy birthday. Love you, guy, and love what you do for our community. For a lot of you may not know, on top of being a published author and what he does to serve the community, he helps out at the First Methodist Church and does a lot of work, especially with their mission, and does a lot of overnights. So God bless him for what he's doing, especially in weather like this. And since we're talking about cold weather, we got to talk about Gannon Richardson and what they're doing.
Yes,
over there.
I was going to tie that in, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So speaking of people that may be homeless or living out of their car, Home posted this. It says, be mindful today and the next few days of signs and symptoms. It says 211 is a comprehensive resource for all Warren County, Middle Tennessee, and beyond. And it said it's just talking about frostbite and hypothermia. There is a hotline. Home has a hotline. It's 931-668-0702. Volunteers are currently manning this 24/7, essentially. And if you need a place to stay, Gannon, he has the Matthew 25 Ministries, right? They are offering their place temperatures get this cold?
Now, just went to Google, typed in, and this is really neat. This is
okay. I didn't know what this.
211 is a free confidential service that connects people with resources in their community.
Okay.
You can call 211 to get help with housing, food, healthcare, and more. So, guys,
that's what that means. Okay.
Oh man, we've got to let people know.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Sheila and Home for putting this out. Whoever was on the homepage that put this out. But yeah, well. And Kelly, thank you for reposting this. But yeah, you learn something new every day.
We really do, because like it says frostbite, a victim is often unaware of frostbite because frozen tissue is numb. And I want to say this, we were only outside yesterday for that Unity walk for 5 minutes or less, and my hands got numb. And then my hands got all red and started swelling up. And I was like, oh, and then I see Randy Jane's hands. But signs and symptoms, which just said this, redness or pain in any skin area may be the first sign of frostbite. Other signs include a white or grayish yellow skin area, skin that feels unusually firm or waxy, and numbness. And that happened yesterday if you were outside walking. And you got to think, I want to say this as far as, people that are homeless, people always say that they do that for a reason. They want handouts, right? No, before you judge. Now, I will say this. There is one out of every 10 you go through that you see that messes it up for the other 9. But those other 9, they need help, because homelessness, I've been saying when I did the research, it's a mental thing.
Yes.
And a lot of our issues, not just homeless, but gun control, money, not having enough money or means. If you look it up, it all boils down to a mental something.
Yeah.
Like you're missing something, like something's not clicking, like why can't this click? And it's really a mental thing. And me and Brian's been talking about doing a whole segment about mental stuff.
Yeah, mental health is so important, guys. For those of you who know, I'm a registered nurse. I've worked in behavioral health and mental health, and it was very eye-opening. And one of the things, and yes, guys, more people need to know. If we didn't know what 211 is, and Kelly's well connected, and I
didn't know.
I pick up things fairly.
Thanks
easily.
for looking that up.
But make sure, and we'll try to push more on 211. Let's let our people know about this. Let's share this out. So tag somebody in that to let them know what the 211's about, especially with the hypothermia and frostbite warnings and signs and symptoms and whatnot. So guys, we're very blessed to have a lot of people in this community that care. And but as you've seen, living here in the greater Warren County area, in the Tree City, as I like to call it,
Tree City,
we've got a lot of people that don't have a place to be. Unfortunately. So yes, keep those guys.
And you can see them walking around. There's a gentleman that comes here twice a month. He's giving me a flower, and I have to always do a shout out to him. I thought it was the sweetest thing. Like he said to me, he's like, every, woman always deserves a flower, even if from a perfect stranger, and, he didn't know that I was having a bad day. And I always say, you say this too, God puts people in when you need them. And at that time, and then, again, he has not done anything to me. He's not hurt me. He's not harmed. And I know that, he's struggling in his own little way. And so we got to be mindful, and we got to pray for folks like that too. But again, it's crazy, Brian, how a lot of our issues in the United States, just as people or situations that arise, it always boils down to a mental illness of some sort.
And you think about young people being affected by this, and this is why that Strength to Stand conference is so important, and things being involved in a church, hey guys, you guys know as well as I do, a lot of parents are very absent in their child's life, and a lot of parents, especially at the middle school level, just want to pull their hair out with their kids because it can be a conflict. And so we want to make sure that getting them involved in a church, getting them involved with people that have their best interest at heart, that's so important for community as a whole. So,
yes. And as I'm gearing up to this, because we do have to cut the show a little short today, we're just going to go through this real fast. So a couple of things. And if you missed this, it is on our Facebook page and Instagram page. You can see all this information. The local on Warford is doing their Valentine's Day weekend. They're open right now to take reservations for the 14th and the 15th. They're doing a special for $150 per couple. So check that out for more details. Party and Novelty, I saw this yesterday. They're asking for all cake bakers that shop with us to bring your cards, buy for us to display for you. We constantly get asked. So obviously there's not any more cards. So if you are a cake baker or anything like that, let them know. Covenant Academy School, I shared because they are in session today. The McMinnville Public Works posted this. Alert, be careful on our roads this weekend and during the week with all the impending weather. We will have salt trucks and plows on our roadways. Please be aware and cautious of them. Also, we will be picking up garbage on Friday in the areas that will for safety. So again, just be cautious and watch that.
Plow in the front, salt in the back.
That's right. Thank you, T-Dot. Tagline. That's a trademark. Also, I shared my girl Sprint for Specials 10K. Vanessa Miller and them do a phenomenal job with this. It's a 5K, a 10K, and a virtual 10K. So if you can't be here, this is the coolest thing that I don't know if she started the virtual thing last year, but one cool thing was people signed up and they were not in Tennessee. Some people were in California, in different states, participating in this.
Oh, wow.
And I just thought how cool that was. The local on Morford is also doing today kicks off our first local after hours night. Enjoy half price beer and 8 apps on snacks until close. So I'm assuming this is going to be like every Sunday. I don't know if this is every night. It doesn't say the date, but they're doing a local after hours.
Well, hey.
Go by and check it out. Mad Cow Running Company. Oh, yeah. We are excited to announce that Richard Ray is joining us for the Frosty Loop 4-hour endurance run. Welcome, Richard. Now, if you don't know what the Frosty Endurance Loop is, check it out. I actually saw Monica Moore this morning as I was dropping off my son.
Was she
running with her dog.
This cold weather. Oh, my
It was like this, okay? And I know it was her.
I know it's her, yeah.
And she waved at me. I waved at her because she was my coach. That's Coach Moore.
She coached my girls the season before last.
Okay.
In cross country. Shout out Coach Monica Moore. We love you.
She does a phenomenal job. Mover and a shaker in this community.
Yes.
One that doesn't get talked about a lot, but she should.
Oh, she's humble.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, she's
so humble.
Oh.
And then also Smooth Rapids, they're doing their Singo. It's a version of bingo, but with singing. We have Singo on the first and third Tuesdays of each month, starting at 7 p.m. every Tuesday from 4 to 8 p.m. We have 2-for-1 drafts. With the weather being subpar this week, the deck will be open if the heaters can keep up. So there you go on that.
I don't know about tonight. They're going to have a lot of people fill up. But look, I love going out and hanging out over at Smooth Rapids. And Singo, I've never played Singo. Have you?
I haven't, but I've been wanting to. So I mean, me and you are singers. So,
Kelly.
But tonight, I want to say is something special going on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to miss Singo tonight. But maybe next Tuesday we'll try it out. Real quickly, just like they talked about the Spears Bubble Show, that is going on today at 10 a.m. $8 for students, $10 for parents and guardians. So if you're, there's no school today, go check that out. And another thing that is happening today, because I do want to close on Brian talking about the inauguration. Unfortunately, I have not got to talk enough of, I haven't got to watch it yet.
Well,
but
you've been busy.
Yes. Okay, tonight. It is all about our wrestling boys, right?
Yes. Oh,
Talk about it.
Okay, so guys, we have got a big event. This is the last home match for our wrestlers.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to go to the state tournament and watch them, which, man, I hope I can go.
Yeah.
But tonight, 6 o'clock, the facility, which is next to the Adult, it's the big thing that's got the Warren County WC on it.
Yeah.
Tonight, our young men and young women are going to be wrestling tonight for their last home match. This is senior night, and we only have a few seniors on the team. So I would encourage everyone to come out tonight, 6 o'clock. And then there's going to be the basketball game going on. We got more basketball games to come, but we don't have any more wrestling matches. So we want to send these ladies and gentlemen off in style. They are the District 7 champions. So that means they will be wrestling in the state duels, and that's exciting. And hey, look, this has been an amazing ride. Any way it goes. But, and then we got the state individuals coming up after that. So got a lot of stuff going on. Also, but the wrestling is the big thing. I'm going back to the app because I love this app. It's got
go back to that.
It's Match Day.
Match Day. So, and of course, this is what Brian's showing you is that Warren County Pioneer Sports app. And I'm not telling it's just like wrestling and basketball, baseball, soccer. No. It has everything from, we're going to start in the A's, from archery down to the last nook and cranny, anglers, bowling, everything. And after talking with Lippy and King, there is the middle school one on there as well, and they're going to start getting those dates in there. He said he's working on that as well. And after Thursday, we are now also sponsors of the part of this app. So please download this app and let them know where you downloaded it from or where you heard about the download from, because that is very important to us. I'm just saying, it's got anything and everything, the news, the calendar. Gosh, it's got so much.
The basketball game is still going to be played tonight at 6 o'clock, and they had a rough weekend in basketball. It looks like the boys lost to Coffee County 33-53, and let's see, but I keep going back to these wrestling stories. There's a lot of good things that happened because they had that Dog Pound Invitational Tournament this weekend, which was the MTWOA. Yeah. And looks like Maya Reagan did really well. And now one of the cool things about these stories that you come across, and shout out to Kenley Mitchell, you can go from there to the actual Warren County Sports website and see the write-ups on them. Really, really cool stuff. Love to have, and I tell you, I'm excited about going to the match tonight because I'd love to interview some of these ladies because that is a budding trend now, and just the quality of athlete. I mean, these ladies look like CrossFit champions. Oh my gosh,
chiseled goddesses,
they are ripped to shape, and it was just it's really neat to see women come into their own and be challenged like that, and be able to hang with these guys. And it's evolving into its own beautiful sport. So encourage everybody. Oh, look, I see woohoo
wrestling
coming from my mama.
And shout out to Jan Johnson this morning, all the way from the Gulf Coast in Florida.
Oh, must be done.
He said, FYI, we're preparing for a generational snow, 4 to 5 inches with Gulf effect. Snow possible up to 7 on the coast. And he even said he was glad that he kept his Tennessee shovel. So, hey, Jan, I'm going to tell you, there's a trick I saw because we're going to have to close it up here in just a second. I saw a guy do 2 things. One, they laid out like a painter's tarp on their road, on their, where the car pulls up, and he just grabbed the paper with him and his wife and kept rolling it back, and then the snow was off the grass and everything.
Oh, wow.
And then I saw another dad post, they got a big piece of wood, and that was in their driveway, and he picked it up because they have a garage, and he goes, I don't need that. He picks up the wood and he shovels the snow all the way down into the grass. And I was like, why didn't I think
like
that?
screeding concrete, just taking it all off the
Instead, and the wife comes out and she was like, I got the shovel though, and he's like, we don't need it. And then he showed her why, and she's like, I have been shoveling snow all week with this, and you're just now showing me.
Well, listen, that's why I love these YouTube videos and all this cool stuff.
They're helpful tips.
They are very helpful. So go ahead.
Oh no, you go. It's fine. No, I was trying to think of anything else before we real quickly talk about the inauguration.
Well, that's what I was going to get to, and I said I was going to tell you maybe we'll do a short afterwards, and because we want to get your input on what you think about President Trump this next term. And are you excited? If you're not excited, saw some positive and negative on both sides.
I want to know pros and cons too, guys, because and please though, keep it family friendly, because I understand freedom of speech and all this stuff, but listen, like when you take the hate out, what's the real problem?
Yeah, let's hear policy. Let's hear.
Yeah, do you not like something?
What works, what doesn't work. But yeah,
that's what I want to hear.
What I was, I mean, there's so much pomp and circumstance that goes along with it, and so I wanted to hear what people had to say about that. But for me, having it indoors, I mean, and there's a myriad of different things, scenarios. But it was cool when they got into the beast, the presidential limo, both Biden and
Trump. There is a lot of I know y'all. Look, sorry, go ahead, keep talking.
No.
There's a lot of people. Well, now everybody just walked away. There's a lot of foot traffic over at the Park Theater because they're doing a special showing.
Yeah, and you can always come back to this. That's the beautiful thing about us is that we're always here. No,
but go ahead. But yeah.
So yeah, when they got in the Beast, is its nickname, the presidential limo, and drove over, there were still people on the streets, but man, it was cold. But I was amazed of how many police officers they had from the White House all the way over to Capitol Hill, which is
everything was shut down.
And what was cool is this summer, me and my girls, we got a tour of the Capitol building.
Yeah.
So we were in the rotunda, exactly where you come in, where the president and everybody came in and did the oath of office. That's the door. That's the doorway that we came in from the visitor center.
Yeah.
So it was so cool for me and my children to get, because we listened to it on our travels yesterday.
Yeah.
We rewatched it last night. So there were a lot of really cool stuff. Carrie Underwood performed, and I don't know what happened. Something happened.
So the music, you hear like a little bit of the music, and then a person comes and is talking to her.
There was a pause between, an uncomfortable pause.
And then she just says something to her. She's like I saw. And then all of a sudden she's like, if you know the words, sing it. And she did this, chills. Carrie Underwood does such a phenomenal job. And I will say this, as a singer and a performer, anytime when an artist asks the whole crew to sing, anybody in the building, if you're on camera, I have to say this to Kamala Harris, if you're going to sing, always remember to smile. Because you got to enjoy you're enjoying the song, even if you're just mumbling it. She just looks like she was not happy where she was standing. Anybody that was back there, it wasn't just her. I don't know who the other names are, but Kamala and back that was on camera. Remember to smile, even if you're
well, I'll tell you something that I found really interesting.
Yes.
Hillary was singing when they did the national anthem, and it's Trump's favorite opera singer came out and singing. I can't remember what his name is, but he's got a great voice, a lot of vibrato for that operatic voice. But I saw Hillary singing the national anthem, and I saw her singing with Carrie Underwood, and then they panned to the Armed Services Choir, and guys, some of those people were here in McMinnville just a few months ago doing a free concert. So shout out Park Theater for having the military singers come in a few months ago. But that was really cool. Yes, Deborah Jo, Carrie did do amazing. That was
thank you, Jan. I would love to see a picture of your snow. And the other comment I'm not posting. Megan did say, I'm for Trump, but my main concern is the evil spirit coming on him because of the Elon. Oh, it's simple. I understand that. Everybody's saying Elon Musk. And again, I think at the end of the day, if anybody has seen how Trump runs his business, he's not going to let anybody take it over. He is the final decider and the putting his hand down. He is the dad of the group saying, no, Elon, we're not doing that.
Well,
and I think
I have, Elon, he's leaving California. He's leaving a mentality behind that, the wokeism. And so, and I have to admit, one of the things that I found really refreshing in Trump's, and please don't anybody be offended, but I believe that there's two sexes. I believe there's men and there's women. Yeah. I believe that's the way it's always been. And it will always be that way because you might be able to change, cut some things off, but
medically you can do that now.
You can't change your DNA. And so you either got an X or a Y. And
my heart, and going in Kaplan and talking about that, and then we got to wrap it up. My heart goes out to the folks that, are, because there are some people that are born with both.
Well,
and then the parent has to make that decision on what do you want to keep, right? Or I don't even know what the question is because I've never had that problem. And then you make that decision, and as they grow up, you see that maybe it wasn't the right choice, because that DNA is just a little mess, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Once you're 18, if you decide that you want to live like a woman or want to live like a man, hey, look,
you do you,
that's
boo.
the beautiful thing about this country.
Yes.
And we don't really care as long as you're not doing anything that infringes on somebody else's rights. And so yeah, but there's a lot of things that are coming up, and we'll see. But hey, it's been a good morning.
It has.
Stay warm.
Stay warm, stay classy, and remember, Warren County, keep it